What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great, dropping another edition of All Sports Media TV. But first, I want to say, I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, we about to get right into it. And we're going to talk about the current undisputed super middleweight champion, none other than Saul Canelo Alvarez. 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. He is coming off of a very dominant victory over Jermall Charlo, who is now 35 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws with 19 wins by way of knockout. In that fight, Canelo Alvarez pretty much did what Canelo Alvarez does to a lot of his opponents, walks them down, breaks them down. Jermall Charlo in that fight, he didn't commit to anything. He had one moment where I thought he could do something, but he didn't commit. He didn't stay on his front foot. He didn't do anything. He got dropped in about the 7th round, I believe it is, and pretty much became content with moving around the outside of the ring, was a punching bag for majority of the fight or the whole fight. And he didn't do anything at all. And Canelo Alvarez got the victory. After the fight, Canelo Alvarez was asked, who do you want to fight next? And he said, "Oh, I'll fight anybody. Nobody can beat this Canelo. Nobody." Yeah, sure. Now we know Canelo's plans, and it seems as if he's going to fight Jermall Charlo's identical twin brother, Jermall Charlo, who is 33 wins, no losses, no draws, with 22 wins by way of knockout. He was last in the ring against Jose Benavidez Jr., and then saw him get a unanimous decision. After spending some time out the ring, he was dealing with personal issues, family issues. But we know he spent some time down in Pensacola, Florida, training with the legendary Roy Jones Jr., getting his mind right, got himself back into fighting shape, we could say, but got himself ultimately back in the ring. He is still the current WBC middleweight champion of the world. Now, May 4th, Cinco de Mayo weekend, is typically when Canelo fights. And he also fights Mexican Independence Weekend, which is in September. I think it's the second weekend of September. We know that plan to face Jermall Charlo is they're already trying to work that out. Now it seems that there are 2 other fighters who may get one of them may get the fight. One of them being 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, former undisputed welterweight world champion, Terence Bud Crawford, who is 40 wins, no losses, no draws, 31 wins by way of knockout. He's coming off the biggest lucrative, the biggest name fight of his career when he stopped Errol Spence in the 9th round, dropped him in the 2nd round, dropped him twice in the 7th round, and stopped him ultimately in the 9th. It should have been stopped in the 8th, but we won't get into that right now. A while back, Canelo Alvarez is on record saying that, there's weight classes for a reason. And Terence Crawford, he's too small. What would he gain from fighting somebody like Terence Crawford? But now they're entertaining this fight as a real possibility. As Terence Crawford has stated, he wants to become undisputed in 3 separate weight classes. Initially, it was looking like Terence Crawford could become undisputed at junior middleweight, but those titles have since dispersed around that weight class as Jermall Charlo has been stripped of his WBO title. He's now been stripped of his WBC title, and he vacated his IBF title. He only holds the WBA and the Ring Magazine title. But nonetheless, he could become a 4-division world champion if he fights either Tim Tszyu or Jermall Charlo. That's one way he could go. But the thought of fighting Canelo Alvarez has been on the table for Terence Crawford. We know where his skill set, what he brings to the table. Now, another fighter who may get this fight, coming off of a stoppage victory this past weekend, that being Jaime Munguia, rising star boxer. 43 wins, no losses, no draws, 34 wins by way of knockout. Former champion, But does he have what it takes to compete with Canelo Alvarez? And I'm saying all this to say there's one fighter who has been Canelo's Alvarez mandatory for some time now. That being the monster, Mexican, Ecuadorian superstar boxer, two-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world, David Benavidez. David Benavidez lost his titles on the scale during COVID and due to recreational drug use. Never lost in the ring. Canelo Alvarez moved up strategically after he lost those titles. Petitioned the WBC to fight for that title along with the WBA title when he fought Caleb Smith. Then he went on to fight Billy Joe Saunders for his WBO strap and became undisputed when he stopped Caleb Plant in the 11th round of their fight. Why do we say he's strategically moving around David Benavidez? Because since he's become undisputed, look at who he's fought. He fought John Ryder. Munguia just stopped John Ryder last weekend. Not a tall task to climb right there. Canelo Alvarez said everybody wants to fight him. They need to start fighting each other. Well, look at what David Benavidez has been doing. He fought Caleb Plant. He should have stopped Caleb Plant, but Kenny Bayless let Caleb Plant hold majority of the fight. Then he went on to stop Demetrius Boo Boo Andrew, another fighter who wanted to fight Canelo Alvarez. Stopped him in the 6th round of that fight. So is he not fighting everybody? Let me know. Who has Jaime Munguia fought to be in this position? I can make the case for Terence Crawford, who he fought. He's pound for pound #1 in the world. He beat another top 5 pound for pound fighter recently. Then you say, well, who has David Benavidez fought? I just named those guys off. All those guys right there I just named off, they want to fight Canelo Alvarez. They've been wanting to get a rematch with Canelo Alvarez. David Benavidez has been knocking him out left and right. He's focused, he's hungry, he wants that fight. This is a clear move to not fight David Benavidez. He's ducking. There's nothing else we can say about it. He's ducking. It's that simple. Fight the man. David Benavidez was considered the best super middleweight in the world before he lost his title. I still consider him the best super middleweight in the world without the titles because he is. He's already said it, though. If he can't get that fight, at some point, he's getting older. He's going to want to move up to 175 and potentially fight Dimitri Bivol at some point. And if he's still in the game, Arthur Beterbiev at some point. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Is Canelo ducking David Benavidez? Or does he just want to fight these other fighters? Which is the case? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every like, share, subscribe, and follower. We are going up. Thank you guys. I got some more heat coming for y'all. So make sure you stay tuned in. Thank you. Peace.